Vijay Mallya, who enjoys a flamboyant lifestyle in spite of owing more than 7,000 crore rupees. Before we go deep down into the grave of this high-profile scam, here we have to present a few facts.
Vijay Mallya, the king of good times, or today's king of loans, is the chairman and CEO of the largest spirit group in the world, United Breweries, which has a corporate value of $1.2 billion.
Due to his varied hobbies and charisma, he has become the prime fodder for glossy magazines as well as business pages. He is the man who successfully placed the winning bid of £1,75,000 for Tipu Sultan Sword
and a $1.8 billion for the rim spectacles of Mahatma Gandhi.
If you work for a team, you have a different view. But if you own a team, you have a radically different view.
This statement has been given by Mr. Mallya, the owner of Royal Challengers and co-owner of Formula One team, which has a market value of €88 million.
Not just this, he was also the member of the Rajya Sabha.
His quest for perfect abode has led him to buy over 25 properties all across the globe.
That also includes the San Marino Island.
Now let's have a glimpse of his lavish lifestyle and properties that he accumulated over a period of time.
Stretched. In November 2010, Mallya purchased a Cape Town mansion described by the Sunday Times, South Africa as the best house in September 2010, Mallya bought a penthouse in Trump Plaza for $2.4 million, obtained in September 2008. Mallya owns a house on the plush Fairfax. Mallya also owns a sea-facing bungalow on Nepean Sea Road.
This is just one side of the story. So let's have Mallya here to turn the other side of it to get a better picture of all these controversies and allegations.
No doubt, he is a revealed figure who is accused of eluding bans by failing to repay Rs 9,000 crore. His stay outside the country is considered to be illegal and he is declared as a willful defaulter by the consortium of banks.
And now a non-bailable warrant has been issued in his name. Even the RBI governor, Mr. Raghuram Rajan, says that how can a willful defaulter enjoy a flamboyant life and spend Rs 90 crore on his 60th birthday bash?
But the banks are also equally responsible for this scam. The alarming question is, how banks could lend such a huge amount to a company that has been in the news for not paying its employees?
What exactly is the basis on which public money is being lent to corporates?
Why banks aren't selling Mallya's property under the SARFAESI Act?
Now let's see what Mallya has to say all about this.
I definitely would like to return to India. Right now things are flying at me fast and furious. My passport has been revoked. I don't know what the government is going to do next. But I have always maintained that notwithstanding anything else, I am interested in a settlement with the...
Yes, this loan was sanctioned according to Limited Liability Corporate Structure Act, which states that if the company gets bankrupt, then only the business assets are at risk, not the owner's personal property.
As we have already presented and introspected the high-profile conspiracy case where the willful defaulter in crony capitalism has successfully slogged such a huge financial slap for India's economy,
Kingfisher's story is neither unique nor the last, and the fear is that a little is being done to correct the fault lines.
the whole nation is eager to see what the government has planned to do the coming days. Will Mallya return to India?
Will the banks receive their 7,000 crore?
Will Mallya be sent behind the bars?
To know more about this story, stay tuned to your